That's what I do. I drink, and I know things.
My reign has just begun.
Welcome to Throne Talk, presented by Barely Sober News. We're talking Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 3, called The Queen's Justice. I'm George Pecoraro, and thanks for listening to Throne Talk. Jon and Dany finally meet Ice and Fire together. Jon Snow, King of the North, and Daenerys, Queen of this and that and a million names. So Fire and Ice finally meets. They didn't get off to a good start. Daenerys really demands that Jon kneel, and of course Jon is reluctant. Jon doesn't care about the Iron Throne. Jon cares about the Wall. He cares about the White Walkers. He cares about the Night King. Jon Snow doesn't care about Cersei, doesn't care about Dany, doesn't care about Tyrion, the other Lannisters. He doesn't care about Euron. He doesn't care about anybody. The only one that has his head screwed on straight is the only one that's talking the craziest. Jon Snow is seeing the craziest stuff. Everyone's worried about their little games to get the Iron Throne. And in the grand scheme of things, Jon's just worrying about making sure everyone survives the winter. You know what? And Jon doesn't bend the knee. And why should he? He said it himself. He doesn't know this woman. He doesn't know what she can do, what she does. Why should he bend the knee for Daenerys? She don't deserve anything, according to Jon. You know, and what's the deal with Dany demanding Jon bend the knee? She didn't used to do that. Daenerys used to think that all these people were equals. Freeing slaves, Dothraki. Now she has an army. You know what? She's got a little power. She's back in Dragonstone. Ever since she got to Westeros, she's kind of like getting a big head. You know what? She is turning into a little bit mad queenish. You know, she's demanding all this respect all of a sudden because now that she's in Westeros, she's been talking like she's the queen. And why? Why should people respect that she's the queen? Why should Jon be a part of Daenerys' cause when he's really thinking about the White Walkers and the Night King? This was pointed out to me that Daenerys' clothes has progressively changed. She used to really wear more ragged, peasant-looking things, and now Daenerys has stepped up into wearing, I guess, what you could say, royalty-type clothing. She believes that she's the queen, and she's starting to dress like it and act like it. Starting to act like the Mad Queen. The Mad Queen, Daenerys Stormborn. They put down their guard a little bit, talk it out, and right now, Jon has permission to mine the dragon glass, and of course he's gonna bend the knee. Barely Sober News did a little poll on Twitter asking if you thought Jon would bend the knee or not. Okay, Barely Sober News on Twitter at Barely Sober News asked, Jon Snow will bend the knee for Daenerys, yes or no? 82% so far. You could still get your votes in the next day. 82% so far has said no, he will not bend the knee. Yeah, come on. You know he's bending the knee. Jon Snow's gonna get the dragon glass. Him and Daenerys is gonna talk a little bit more, become friends, and he's gonna bend the knee. Of course he is. Daenerys still has her eye on the Iron Throne, but still, after that, Daenerys is gonna help Jon in his cause. Is it gonna work out like that? No, absolutely not. Because everything that Daenerys and Tyrion has planned has fallen to crap. Everything's going to hell. They have no plan. Cersei and Jaime are a step ahead of them every way. Everything is going completely wrong for them. You know what? Daenerys might as well just attack with the dragons and get this over with. I don't want to roll the ashes. You know what? Either you rule ashes or you're not going to rule anything. So I want to get into Jaime and Cersei a little bit. Jaime's been pulls the Lannister army out of Casterly Rock because he knows Daenerys is going to attack it next, only because Tyrion has a mark out for it. Pulls everyone out of Casterly Rock and goes after Highgarden. Why? Because you know what? The Lannisters need gold, and a Lannister always pays his debts. The Unsullied get ambushed by Euron, and Highgarden doesn't really have that known of an army to protect himself, so Jaime easily takes it and goes and talks to Olenna. You know what? And I really feel bad for Jaime. I feel so bad for Jaime. He's always getting beaten down, and he's getting beaten down always because of Cersei. Jaime kind of wins a moment for the first time in a long time. He takes Highgarden. Jaime kind of fools Tyrion and Daenerys and the Unsullied. Kind of takes them and can easily take back Casterly Rock. And you know what? But he still gets beaten down because of Cersei. Olenna takes away his victory, shows Olenna some mercy, and still He gets beaten on, talks Cersei into showing some mercy, only by painlessly poisoning Olenna. She's gotta die. Either way, she knows it, takes poison, passes away pain-free. In the midst of Olenna drinking her poison, she takes away Jaime's victory and tells him that she killed Joffrey. You know, it was a mystery about who really killed Joffrey to the Lannisters. Jaime's kind-hearted and is always getting beaten on because of Cersei. You know, he shows someone mercy instead of getting it back. You know, he's getting put down himself. And the only reason Olenna really did that was because of Cersei. Yeah, Joffrey was a son of a bee. And you know what? Olenna takes the scene from him. Olenna kind of wins on that. Even though Olenna's gonna die, she still wins that scene. And I feel bad for Jaime. The three-eyed raven is in Winterfell. You're the true lord of Winterfell. Nah, I'm the three-eyed raven. All this lord king business is not for me. Three-eyed raven in the house. Can I get a whoop whoop? Bronn didn't even seem to care to see Sansa, to be honest. He kind of had this blank three-eyed raven look on him, being like, hey, Sansa, what's up? You know what? Sansa runs over, gives him a hug, happy to see her brother, true lord of Winterfell. And all she gets is, I'm the three-eyed raven now. You want to know what's going on with me? No, can't tell you. It's a long story. I'm the three-eyed raven. Three-eyed raven doesn't do things like that. Three-eyed raven doesn't tell stories. I could see everything everywhere. But, you know, I'm not going to fill you in on my life, sis. Sansa's the only one, is another one with her head screwed on straight. You know, she can't get any answers from anybody. She's happy to see her brother, and her brother can care less. I guess not many people can understand the three-eyed raven. Ser Jorah is cured. Hallelujah. Sam got the skills that kills. Everyone watch out. There's a new maester in the house. Sam's pulling some veteran moves over here. You can't kick out Sam for curing a rare disease that others won't even try to cure. Sam's pulling some boss moves behind people's backs. They don't even know what they got. Guy's a super powered rookie and they don't even care. Sam's big bad punishment is copying some writing books. Here's a prediction. Sam's not really getting punished. Sam's copying stories and secrets and tales, you know, of the White Walkers. Why else? They're old books. They're rotting away. Books that people haven't read. People don't even care for it. People that don't even believe in the White Walkers. That's why they haven't been cleaned. That's why they're rotting away. You know what? In a way of punishing Sam, he's also giving him exactly what he wants. He's getting punished, but he's also learning everything he wants and needs to know about the White Walkers and how Jon Snow needs to handle them. He's not getting punished. He's copying scripts about the White Walkers so he can secretly learn about them without actually getting in trouble for it. And Ser Jorah is on his way. Where's Ser Jorah going? Over the bridge and through the woods to Dragonstone we go. See you, Daenerys. Jorah is on the way. Can we talk about one last thing here? Littlefinger's quote to Sansa.
Don't fight in the north or the south. Fight every battle, everywhere, always, in your mind. Everyone is your enemy. Everyone is your friend. Every possible series of events is happening all at once. Live that way, and nothing will surprise you. Everything that happens will be something that you've seen before.
Those are some deep words, Littlefinger. This has been Throne Talk presented by Barely Sober News on Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 3, The Queen's Justice. I'm George Pecoraro, and check out more of Barely Sober on Twitter and Instagram at Barely Sober News. Until next week, fight every battle everywhere in your mind.